can plug the headphones in while it's live. Okay, yes I can. What's up, everybody? It's beautiful out here today. What's up, Geeklings? How you doing today, bro? So, had a bunch of shit to do today. Get some house stuff, all that other shit. But it seems like as soon as my life starts to calm down, like something happens and then I gotta ramp up again. Which is fine. But that's why I don't got as long today. Because I gotta be back to the crib at a certain time. Geekling says, yo, I'm gonna send you a video on Instagram. Watch it when you have time. Alright. Bro says he's being followed. Aren't we all? Don't we all follow each other on social media? You know? I know it's a joke, but like I know you're not joking. My favorite song, well, one of my favorite songs out of the songs off of my album Psychedelics and Computers is my song Trip Hop. I've listened to it like a few times today. And I'm like, bro, this shit's a masterpiece. And I decided I'll probably release the album on 4/19 or 4/20. Like finally get the remastered version of my album out. And just kind of accept it the way it is. Because as an artist, it's fucking annoying. Because like, I look at it and I'm like, in a few years, after I have some more money and I could buy some extra like plugins and equipment and all this other shit, I could make that album sound better than it does now. But it's like, as an artist, you gotta be careful not chasing perfection. Cause like, there's a difference between I want it to sound like it does in my head, and saying I'm just nitpicking every little thing about it. So I decided, well, if I put a date on it, like 4/19, if I put a date and say this is when the album drops, then I feel like it's like, well, I have no choice. I don't care what it sounds like after that. If it's just gonna upload. I've kind of accepted, because I really just want to start working on new music. I really just want to start working on beats for like people to rap on. I really want to start, I just want to start working on a bunch of other shit, new projects and like new music. So like, I'm kind of getting annoyed with remastering all these songs, and then there was 14 songs on the original album, and I think there's 17 or 18 on the remastered extended edition. But yeah, wait until that gets done. I'm just working on a lot of shit. A lot of shit's going on in my life, and I'm kind of just trying to handle it all, which I think I'm managing pretty well. Video I sent and others I've uploaded on my big account had 10k followers and 2 million views. Where do they Which social media site did you get deleted from? Was it Instagram, TikTok, YouTube? It was woke up on TikTok. I can't upload or anything. Oh damn. Now with TikTok, it's complicated because a lot of people like used to talk shit about TikTok, and I keep like I don't want to say defending it, but it's just this thing where I understood when I got on it. So like TikTok has been kind of pressured by the American government and by like these other social media sites to basically do what they do, right? So before, TikTok was like a place that was freer than America. Like, I don't know how to explain it. TikTok was more free speech and free information and all that than any American social media site. But now that TikTok's being pressured, they keep threatening to delete it and all this other stuff. It's all just this ploy to try to control it, to try to control information. Because TikTok was one of the last social media sites where you could literally say whatever. You could literally spread information. You could, I don't know, whether it was psychedelic, spiritual, or deep, or this, or that, or government, or what's going on in the world, or... I just seen this thing that said, I was just going around on TikTok. It said, type in France on Instagram and type in France on TikTok, and you'll see the difference. And they were talking about how TikTok's going to show you reality, going to show you what's France like right now, what people are saying right now, and what's going on. But if you type in France on Instagram, it like shows you the beautiful parts of France and like all this stuff. It's curated to show you something differently. So that's why on TikTok I don't talk about too many deep psychedelic things, and if I do, it's like some deep psychedelic philosophy and not like I don't know, detailed or something. But that's because I don't want my TikTok to get deleted. Even though I do have a couple backup TikToks and I'm working on some other stuff, but still, I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Or, you know, oh shit. Damn, where the fuck did that cloud come? Cloud came out of nowhere. It was just like this. Whole sky was looking like that. Now it got fucking cold for a second. I was like, why getting hit with a cold breeze? Hand got cold. I was like, what the hell? Oh, shit. Oh. Solar powered African vegan. Hey, what's going on, bro? Hiking, biking. My favorite ideology, Geek Link says, my favorite ideology is that you burn the ships, no turning back, like Constantine. Think that's who it was, did that. He's a messed up person, but I like giving myself no option. I actually feel you 100% on that. Like, 100%. This is why I like it when shit goes wrong in my life. Like, people... Like, I like it when... I like that it's been rough, or that I have issues, or that there's problems that come up that I didn't even know were going to come up, or even some good things that happen randomly. Just randomly can kind of... You know, whatever. It's one of those things where yeah, fuck it, burn the ships, we'll figure it out. We'll figure out how to cut the wood down and build a new ship. Like, because that's what happens when you burn the ships. You are forced to become resourceful. Like, you're forced to figure out a way. That's why now that I look back and I'm like, man, I would have never, if it was up to me, I would have probably never been single. I probably would have never known what it was like to live alone if it was up to me. But sometimes the ship gets a hole in it and the ship sinks, even though you weren't intending to burn it, but that shit sinks. And you still got to become resourceful and figure out how to take the wood and turn it into a boat. The worst things that happen to us are actually some of the greatest things that can happen to us. Like, because when a worst thing happens to you, it gives you an opportunity to grow, to learn, to get stronger than you used to be, and to build a better ship. I feel like I'm walking into this crowd, but whatever. Oh shit, about to drop the phone. Oh shit. Solar powered African vegan ass. You been doing alright though? Yeah. I've been doing pretty good. Shit kind of just dropped on me and I gotta make another kind of life adjustment. But I'm fine with that. I like I said, I like being forced to make life adjustments or whatever. Damn, where'd the sun go? Like, it looks sunny over here because y'all can see behind me. But the more I walk, the more I'm like, it just got cold. It's fine. It was, Geeklink says, I exposed too much thought in that recent Congress hearing. Mr. Chang said he was for freedom of expression. Fuck yeah. Well, he is. I don't, there's just this weird shit of like, I'm telling you, you create a free app for humans to use to come together, and some government will find a way to make it illegal, and like, you know, solar powered African vegan says, propaganda against TikTok. Like, man, it's crazy. But I don't think TikTok's going anywhere. I'm half tempted to start live streaming over there. If I could, I guess the issue is I'm on my phone. But if I could download an app or something that allows me to live stream to TikTok and YouTube at the same time, I would do that. Ooh, almost fell. That would have sucked. Okay, oh shit. I do not want to slip. Green flowers, what's going on? Oh shit. Damn. And yeah, Geek Links, there are massive riots happening right now in Paris. There was this whole thing, like, they was talking about Paris' streets is looking like a third world country right now. But Green Flower says space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Flat Earth going crazy on TikTok. No NASA hate TikTok. You know what's so crazy? I have no hate against, like, you know, like a lot of people got, like, I guess, hate towards flat earthers. And it's like, I love conversation and I love ideas and, like, I don't know. I'll think of a crazy psychedelic idea and then talk about it, and maybe I'm wrong. But it's like, if we can't talk about ideas and have an idea, talk about it, question other ideas, and, like, then I feel like that's even more of a problem. Because the truth should be able to be questioned, you know? Like, and I've had some dope conversations with, like, flat earthers. And, like, I'd put my points and they'd put their points, and we'd have, like, you know, a civiled conversation. But yeah, you are right, Green Flowers, that it says TikTok became a truther platform for real. Which is so crazy, bro. Like, because I try to explain that to people that are not on TikTok, and they're like, they kind of look at me like I'm crazy. Look at me like, what? Bro, like, they look at me like, you're talking about the app where people just dance and mouth words? And I'm like, well, you can do that if you want to. But you can do so much more. Damn. Okay, there it goes. What's going on, Jonah? Oh, Geek Link says, I love cloud seeding technology and HARP. I guess these technologies are great in the right hands if people use it in, like, I don't know. I think the only problem is the human ego. Like across the board. My father, solar-powered vegans. My father and I were the closest to human beings. Oh, hold on. Solar-powered African vegan says, I feel you on that. Adversity allows you to become better. I never would have wanted my father to die, but that happening made me a much better person. He had to go so that I could fully become a man. That's some deep shit. But some real shit. Like, some things about, like, the human species in general, that's, like, hard to look at. We don't want to look at, you know, that the painful things that we don't want to happen almost have to happen if we want to be better versions of ourselves. Like, because there's another thing, I was telling my daughter about this the other day. Humans can get stuck. Like, people can get stuck because we have this idea in the world of, like, you are there, like, you made it. Like, you turn 18, you're grown. Or, like, some people think, well, you turn 21, you're grown, because after 21, you can start drinking. But, like, there's this idea of making it or like kind of being stagnant, which then you can kind of get stuck. And if you get stuck, you're not growing. But it seems that those hard times really are, and it's so cliche now because like it's almost like commonly known. We all know this shit, but it's like so hard to try to explain that, yeah, the bad times really are probably the best times. It's crazy. But I'm sorry to hear that about your dad, like in general. Even though, the positive outcome, it's still shitty. Green Flowers, I was thinking that same thing. Green Flowers says, so yeah, the US can't remove TikTok completely, but they can restrict the US from using it. So you would eventually need a VPN for TikTok in the US. Yeah, there was this conversation about like whether a VPN would work. And like theoretically it would. It was just the people that were saying that it's not gonna work are the people that are talking about, well, it would technically be illegal. And even if it did work, like, at that point, you're breaking the law. And I was trying to explain, well, at that point, the law is fucking stupid. So that law, like I don't know how to explain it, but the law is made out of trying to control the population. So that law should be thrown out of the fucking window. Because this law is not just about the TikTok ban. I was seeing this shit that was saying the thing that they're trying to pass, the bill they're trying to pass, is not just the power for them to ban TikTok. It's the power for them to kind of get all of your information. They're talking about TikTok stealing our information and shit. They're trying to pass a bill that almost allows them to like have access to everything. This dude that was like a technological computer dude, he had like a whole wall full of like, like back in the day, like computers were like giant stand-up things with like this whatever. So he had a computer set up like that and like all this shit. And he was explaining they would like, if that bill passes, they have access to all of it. He said all of it. And I was like, damn. But then it clicked. That's why they're calling this the TikTok ban, like, bill thing. Because the people that they, like, successfully convince that TikTok is this bad thing, they will vote for the bill. But if they were open and honest about what the bill actually like means, that it's more than just TikTok, then people would not pass the bill. But it seems that the only way they could try to get this bill passed is to spread this bullshit about TikTok, get people to believe it, and then say, oh, this bill would allow us to ban TikTok and yada yada, because it's not just TikTok. It's any app that has over 1 million American users. Like, the government's slick. These motherfuckers, let me tell you. There's the sun. What time is that? Time to smoke. That's what time it is. Watch this shit be clogged. I just filled it, so like... Hey, Green Flower says I'm smoking Skittles. Missed a whole bunch of the chat, just rambling, but... just chilling in nature. I literally just smoked some Changa over here with the trees. It was beautiful. Fuck that, Jonah. That sounds beautiful. I haven't had Changa in a while. Oh, damn. Jonah says, I'm homeless, so it's really hard to find a nice spot to delve in. Shit, I just seen a couple spots over here yesterday when I went for my hike yesterday. And I seen a couple spots that are like perfect. And like perfect for me to just bring a sheet, lay the sheet down, and smoke DMT. Like it was perfect. Like it was like this spot that was like kind of like surrounded by trees, but there was like this like space of grass where I'm like, yeah, I could lay the sheet there and just lay down and go in. Me and my homies had an idea once, because this is an eagle watch spot right here. So like we had this idea to smoke DMT up there. I don't know if you could see where the electric line is, but we was like, yeah, we'd just right there next to the electric line on the grass and just blast. We was talking we'd have to like just cross the river right here and like go up the thing, but I did that once with one of my homies. We went for a hike, except it wasn't down here. It was like up on the hills over that way, and went on a little hike, and we all like laid on this spot that was like, it was almost like a spot like that, you know, like the one over there that I was trying to show you, but it was just more dangerous, I guess. Like it was like one drop and it dropped right into the river, but it was such a high point that it was higher than that. Like, but that was beautiful. We just laid there and we all smoked DMT. It's beautiful times. Solar-powered African vegan says, I appreciate your condolences. However, he was 89 years old and lived a long, full life. It was his time to move to his next stage. Death is the creation of something new. I'm happy for him. Bro, that's a beautiful way to look at it. And I feel you on that. We look at death as like it's the end, because it is the end of this thing. But really, it's the start of something. Seems like they will market a bill this thing. Meanwhile, sneaking some devious stuff in the details of the bill, yeah. That's real. And I guess it goes both ways, good and bad. So like, because when the farm bill was passed for like for hemp, it in the like print, it would like people were saying, oh yeah, it will, make hemp, so hemp isn't considered like cannabis or whatever. But what it did is it made it so if you make a molecule from the hemp plant and extract it from the hemp and then you change it, that's legal. So like there's loopholes that become good for the people, and then there's loopholes that are used to try to dupe the people. Ooh. Ooh. Oh shit. Ooh. Giggling says I wouldn't have known about radioactive waste dumps in Mississippi River. In the state I live in, there's stuff happening in Philadelphia without TikTok. I feel you. Me neither, right? Like, should I chill there for a second? Maybe I will. A few years ago, they put a bunch of like benches and swings and stuff down here to try to promote people to sit down here and to come down here more. That dog got me. I forgot I don't have as much time. So I gotta go this side. I can't get too far too deep today. Oh, shit. Oh shit, I don't want to step in the mud. As you can tell, I'm so glad that it's starting to get nice out. Like, I've been going on these hikes and shit. So quiet. Giggling says it's snowing there. Snowing? Where are you at? Didn't you say Minnesota? Geeklink says Minnesota passed a bill where you can only have 50 milligrams per serving of THC per serving of edibles. I miss the days of being reckless and popping 1,000 milligrams on a Tuesday. I wanted to make a trip report about like my extremely high dose cannabis experiences because I've like how I try to make brews and all this other shit and try to like have like a shamanic experience with random plants. So I've also tried to do the same thing with cannabis. But yeah, I've had some crazy experiences with cannabis edibles when you're like doing hundreds or up to 1,000 milligrams of THC. Like shit will floor you, but like it'll like kind of make you surrender to it. It's so quiet. So now that I basically have my daughter on the weekdays instead of the weekend, I've still prioritized my peace, where it's like, even if you get just a few hours to go on a hike, you can find the moment to just like that eternity of peace in one moment. Like, I had to do a bunch of what I call adult shit, right? Like normal adult human shit. Get things for the house, pick up, prepare, do all this extra shit, yada yada, whatever. But then I also was like, I Still got time for a little hike. Ah. Par says, hey, what's up, Pars? Pars says, it's hard to be happy 24/7, but having a peace of mind 24/7 is a lot more simple. It really is. That's something I've kind of tried to work on. And almost like, I guess we get the idea of the pursuit of happiness from, who the hell said that? Wasn't it like Thomas Jefferson or something that said the pursuit of happiness? So then everyone pursues happiness. But I swear to God, it should have been pursuit of peace. Because, like, peace can be found in a moment. Just like that one moment I just had sitting there listening to the water. Just that moment of nothing but the birds and the whatever. But then it's not, I guess it's still not easy. It's practice. It takes work. Like, it all reminds me of working out. It all reminds me of trying to get in shape. It all reminds me of, like, this thing, that it's a muscle. And, like, the more you work on it, the, like, stronger that muscle will be. The muscle to be able to just, like, be in peace. And I'll be saying shit like this, right? And people be like in my real life, sometimes if people be like, bro, are you tripping? And you probably just, I'm like, nah, man. I just hit the pen. Like, I'm a little high, but I don't know. I guess it's just a state of mind. And it's what you're looking for. And I think that pursuit of happiness thing, like, it's great. Yeah, we should pursue happiness. But I think it's like it's more realistic to hold peace. Like, you can hold peace for a much longer period of time than you can hold happiness. I said this in a video once. Like, if somebody tells you a joke, you laugh, and then that's it. You're done laughing. Like, if somebody told you a joke and you just kept on just kept on laughing, that'd be like, yeah, that's not the way you do it. Feelings can't last forever. They can only last for a moment. But man, if feelings can only last for a moment, in that moment, I'd rather choose peace. Right. Part says, yeah, happiness is a strong word. Smiling is a sign of happiness, and you can't smile 24/7, right? But you know what's even crazier than that? Some of the happiest people don't smile that much. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Oh shit, guys. My phone is about to die, so I gotta go before it gets the live stream stuck. So I appreciate y'all for joining me. And I'll probably make a video later or do something tomorrow. But I hope y'all have an awesome day. Can't really see.